guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you don't know me already. If you watched my April reading prompt video, you would know that that was actually my first time ever doing this kind of challenge where I pick my books for the month ahead of time. I am such a mood reader that I seriously struggle with like selecting books ahead of time that I'm going to read, because there's many times where I will think in my head that I want to read a book and then the time will come and I'll be like, yeah, I'm just not in the mood to read that anymore, so I'm gonna pick a different book. So I am still very new to this kind of video, but I have here with me my TBR prompt jar. This probably has about maybe 15 to 20 prompts in it, and although I'm very nervous to pick my books ahead of time, I'm still very excited because I feel like my reading life needs some kind of structure. It's just so chaotic. So I'm hoping that this helps me with that goal, and yeah, let's just jump right into the video. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit to get everything mixed together. Last time I only picked 3 prompts because it was my first time. This is now my second time doing this kind of video, so I am going to up it once and pick 4 prompts. I swear, I usually read 4 to 6 books each month. In April last month, I only read like 2.5. It was a very busy month, okay? I don't want to hear it. I'm a wife, I work full-time, I have a social life. I just feel like last month I was so busy. I had almost no time to myself. I went on vacation. It was literally like one thing after another, so I didn't get a chance to read nearly as much as I wish I did, but that's gonna change this month. So let's start picking. First prompt. I'm nervous, I'm not gonna lie. This is... Oh my god. Guys, I did not do this on purpose. You guys are gonna think I'm faking this. I don't know if it'll focus. It says anything you want. I only had one of these in here, okay? I have like probably 20 prompts in here, and I literally had one of these. I am not faking this. I pulled this, I pulled it, and it was real. It was live. You literally saw it happen. Anything I want. Oh my gosh. What a good prompt, actually. I feel like there's a lot of books that I really want to read. Okay, I just adjusted my camera a little bit. I have a few books in mind, but they're in the other room, so I'm going to go grab them and I'll be right back. You probably know what this one is. It's very obvious based on like the sprayed edges. So these are the 3 books that I'm thinking. Starside by Alex Astor, The Favorites by Lane Fargo, and The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Straub. This is really hard because I actually really want to read all of these books. I think I might go with Starside by Alex Astor. This is one of my most highly anticipated reads of the year. I love Alex Astor as a author. She wrote the Laylark series, which if you've been around my channel for any amount of time, you probably know that the Laylark series is one of my favorite book series ever. I literally love that series so much with all of my heart. And I've also met Alex Astor a few times, and when I tell you she is literally the sweetest human on earth, I am being so serious. She has been so kind every single time I've met her, so I think I might go with Starside. I don't know if I mentioned it, but Starside is a romantasy book. I don't really actually know too much about the plot. I just know that the magic system is really unique. I think the way the magic system works is that someone's powers are tied to whatever sword they have. Something along those lines. I'm not too sure. I could be a little bit off, but I think it's something like that. Fantasy books are also probably my favorite genre to read. I have read so many fantasy books. It's actually insane. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, I'm reading the description now, and it seems like this book is about a society that's divided in 2. You have one side that is full of people with powers, they're all immortal, they have magic, all of that, and then the other side is full of just mortals who have no powers. Once every 50 years, the gates between them open up, and only 50 challengers from the mortal side are allowed to cross over and basically challenge the like immortals, the people with power, to claim power for themselves, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm really bad at describing books, but I gave it my best. This book follows our main character, who's obviously immortal, I think, and she becomes one of the 50 challengers that's allowed to cross over and try to win magic for herself. So yeah, this is going to be my first book for my May TBR. I'm so excited. Wow, this is a good book. All right, guys, I promise that was literally the only anything you want prompt in there, so I will not be getting that again. Let's see what I get this time. A genre I don't normally read. I don't read a lot of historical fiction. I don't read a lot of thrillers. So let's see. I feel like I could be in the mood for a thriller, but I could definitely also just read a normal fiction book. Guys, honestly, I don't really know what I want to read. What is this? Whoa, this is heavy. Guys, this sounds really good. I've never heard anybody talk about this book before. It's called The Whalebone Theater. I don't think I'm gonna pick it for this prompt because I feel like I have been reading historical fiction a little bit more recently, so I don't want to pick something from that genre. But I don't think I've ever heard someone talk about this book, and I just read the description and it sounded really good. So let me know if you've read this book in the comments because it genuinely sounds like something I would really like. Alright guys, I'm thinking that I have to pick something from either the classics section, which is right here, or like my thriller section right here, because those are honestly the two genres that I probably read the least amount. So one of my friends recommended me this book. She actually got it for me, which is why it's on my shelf, and she told me it's a thriller, and she told me it's one of her favorite thrillers I think she's ever read. Alright guys, I just read the description and I think that this might be my pick for this prompt. I do not read thrillers very often, so this is definitely like within the prompt boundaries. Based on the description, it sounds like it's not just a thriller, it's a psychological thriller, which I think I've only read one other psychological thriller before and I absolutely devoured it. It was called Never Lie by Frida McFadden. It was an easy 5-star for me, so if it's anything like that at all, I know it's a different author, but it's definitely the same genre, similar vibes. If it's literally anything like that, I am having very high hopes for this book. I also like that it's not very long. It's only like 250 pages, so I'm actually pretty excited to read this. Yeah, this is going to be my pick for this prompt. Alright guys, we're halfway through. We have 2 more books to pick out. Okay, let's see what I got next. A book under 250 pages. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Was that just out of curiosity? I'm not gonna pick this book, but just out of curiosity, was it under 250? No, it was 252 pages. Okay, a book under 250 pages. This is gonna be hard. I feel like I don't own that many books that are so small. Guys, I don't know if I even own a book under 250 pages. Let me see. Alright guys, I'm back with a book. I quite literally think that this is the only book that I own that's under 250 pages. I looked all around my bookshelves and this is the only one that I found. It's called Wednesday's Child Stories. I read very briefly the description, and from what I gather, I think it's just a bunch of short stories about exile, loss, grief, love, affliction, assimilation, those kinds of themes. And I cannot lie, I'm actually pretty excited to read this one. I'm definitely gonna pick it for this prompt. I bought it last year because one of my main goals for last year and now this year is to read more short stories and more poetry. I heard that this author has very poetic writing. I wish I could tell you a little bit more about what it's about, but I actually don't really know much about it. I just know it's a bunch of short stories, and I don't even know if these short stories connect to each other or not, or if they just have similar themes or what, but yeah, I'm really excited to read this actually. And obviously because of the prompt, it's a little bit short, so I'm hoping that with my 2 books that are on the shorter end, I'm actually able to get fully through this month's TBR. That would be amazing because I feel like I've been struggling with that recently. Alright guys, we are almost through. I have 1 more. I'm nervous. I really like my books so far. I hope that I get another one, another good prompt. Let's see what this is. Oh. Okay. The next book in a series. I was really hoping I would not pick this one up. Let's see. I can only think of one and I really don't want to read. Oh my gosh, you know what? I know. This is going to count. This has got to count. Okay, so this is a novella, another shorter book. Am I cheating my way through this challenge with the short books? I think I'm gonna go with this one. This is a novella in the A Study in Drowning series. Like I said, it's a novella, so it's technically a book. It technically fits this prompt. I just hope you guys aren't mad at me for kind of like low-key skirting my way through this. I feel like if I didn't pick this book, I would have to pick a book that I really don't want to read. The only other series that I think I'm kind of in the middle of that I haven't finished yet would be the Inheritance Games series. I've read the main 3 books in that series, but she kind of just kept like continuing the series, and I read like the first 1 or 2 that she kind of continued writing, but then I felt like she just kept writing about them, and I was like, okay, I feel like these stories need to end at some point. So I stopped reading them, and I just personally really am just not in the mood to go back to that series right now. This is a book, it's a novella, but that's still a book in a series that I do want to finish. I have been wanting to read this for a long time, so I think I'm gonna pick this one. So there you have it. These are going to be the 4 books that I am going to prioritize reading in the month of May. Just to reiterate real quick these books and go through them. The first book I have is Starside by Alex Astor. This is a fantasy book that follows our main character, whose name is Eris. She is immortal, but she gets selected to be one of the 50 challengers that gets to cross the gate to the other side and try and claim magic for herself. This one is called Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. It's a psychological thriller. This one is about a reporter who has to return to her small hometown and cover the murders of 2 preteens. I think the psychological aspect of this book comes in because on the description it says that she finds herself identifying with the victims. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming that's where the psychological part comes into play. Next up, we have Wednesday's Child. This book is a series of short stories that cover topics and themes like love, loss, grief, and all of those good emotions. Good and painful and heartbreaking emotions. And then finally, we have an archive of romance by Ava Reed. This is supposed to be a dark academia epilogue to the love story that happens with the main characters in the A Study in Drowning duology. The really cool thing about this book is I actually think it has a lot of like artwork inside and just illustrations and all of that, so I've been wanting to read this for a while. I'm actually really excited to pick this one up finally. And yeah, those are all of the books that I have on my May TBR now. If you liked watching this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and all of those good things, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!